today I have a Quota bag reveal video, and I'm going to show you guys the bag right away because I don't want to get into like the whole backstory and talk about the pre-spend and all of that. My most recent video actually does discuss the pre-spend for this bag, so if you're interested in, I would say 90% of what I spent before I got this bag offer, you can check out that video. I did leave like some things out, my husband's birthday present, his ready to wear, and a few makeup items, but other than that, it's everything I spent before I got this bag offer. So here it is. This is my most recent Quota bag. This is the Shoulder Birkin. I think it's officially called the Birkin Light 29 in Barenia faubourg leather. The color of the leather is fauve. And yeah, it's in palladium hardware, as you can see. The reason why it's the Birkin Light 29 is because it's missing, you know, like half of the bag if you compare it to a Birkin 30. So if you have a Birkin 30 and you chop it in half, this is basically the bag that you get. Maybe not half, maybe like 30% of the bag is missing. Unfortunately, it's not 30% cheaper, but that's fine. I fell in love with this bag the second I saw it, and I put it on my wish list in January of this year, so I did wait approximately 6 months for this bag, which is really not bad at all. Not complaining there. I am very, very lucky and very spoiled by my sales associate. It's called the Shoulder Birkin online, and I guess like among Hermes bag lovers, because it's a remake of Jean-Paul Gaultier's original Shoulder Birkin from about 20 years ago. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's about 20 years ago. And that version of the bag actually was a bit bigger, and it had a much longer handle, and you could actually carry it on the shoulder. Now this bag, despite being called the Shoulder Birkin by the people who recognize that it's a nod to the Jean-Paul Gaultier version, cannot really be worn on the shoulder. I can technically kind of like put it on my shoulder, but you can see it's right at my armpit, and I wouldn't say it's comfortable to carry it like this at all. I would never carry it like this. So it's really not a shoulder bag. I mean, if you're very petite, it could be. I am 165 centimeters, and I don't know, you can see my build. It's like this. So for me, it's not a shoulder bag, it's a handheld tote bag. But the good thing is the Shoulder Birkin does have longer handles than a Birkin 30. So it's really, really easy to carry on the crook of your arm, which I really, really like about this bag, especially because I have a Birkin 25 and I struggle to carry that bag on my wrist even. So I'm going to show you the bag up close so you can kind of look at the details yourself. Maybe you're thinking about adding this bag to your wish list, or you've been offered a Shoulder Birkin and you weren't expecting it. It's a very divisive bag in general. Some people love it, some people hate it. I love this bag. I asked for it the second I kind of found out that it's being produced, and I think it is so beautiful. If you're a fan of east-west bags with kind of longer handles and you like a bag that can be dressed up or down, I think this is a great option. I have like absolutely no complaints about this bag. So originally I asked for a dark colored Shoulder Birkin in just the standard leather because I never knew that they made this bag in Barenia faubourg. So I asked for dark blue, dark brown, dark green, dark gray, and black with palladium hardware. But obviously when my sales associate offered me Barenia faubourg, which is a hybrid version of a heritage leather, I just instantly said yes. The only kind of visual feature that's going to indicate the bag is made from Barenia faubourg or Barenia is the blind stamp here. So you can see that the stamp is not foiled in a silver, gold, or rose gold foil that, you know, usually the Hermes bags would have. If your hardware is palladium, you would have a silver foil, gold, gold, rose gold, and so on. Other than like that just being an indicator of what leather is being used, I'm not sure if there was like a technical decision behind why Barenia and Barenia faubourg have blind stamps, but I actually really like how it looks. I think it looks a lot more low-key. you can't really recognize the logo from far away or even pretty close, to be honest. And because the shoulder Birkin is already an irregular shaped Quota bag, I think it's a lot more quiet or low-key, or like if you know you know kind of bag compared to the standard Birkin or the standard Kelly. I do have to say, if you're somebody that likes their bag to be pristine, I don't recommend accepting a bag in Barenia faubourg or especially Barenia leather, because they do tend to patina very quickly. So especially in the very high contact areas, like the top of the handles where you're touching the bag all the time and the leather is absorbing your hand oils and hand creams and all the stuff on your hands, it will darken there, and more so I think the smooth Barenia will patina much faster. So in that case, I think you should probably go for a normal leather. It's really strange to say normal when, you know, everything at Hermes is quite expensive, so it's not really normal in that way, but I hope that makes sense. I personally love heritage leathers and hybrid heritage leathers, so I was really happy to get this offer. I have a bag handle protector that I will show you guys in a second. This is something I bought in Japan when I was home last November, and this is a bag handle kind of terry towel cover. I bought it without knowing exactly what bag handle I would use it for, but it really comes in handy with the Barenia faubourg handles. So basically it's like a 2-layer bag handle protector with Velcro here and then snap buttons here. I bought it on Feiler, the website in Japan. So Feiler is a German towel brand, but it's very popular in Japan, and there are like a lot of Japan exclusives. And I believe this item is one of those Asia or Japan exclusives, so they don't actually sell this in Germany. But basically, you just open the cover and then you fasten the Velcro over one handle, and the other handle will just go here like this. And you can either snap the buttons in place to kind of keep the straps together, or you can just hold it without fastening the buttons. But I find that the bag is still quite easy to access even when the handle is fastened like this. And this way you don't have direct contact with the top of the handle, which is like the most high contact area of the bag and is going to patina very quickly. So I just thought this was like a nice alternative for people who don't necessarily want a twilly on their bag all the time. And you can still easily access your bag. It's not like closed or difficult to access or anything, so I really recommend this. Maybe you can find alternative brands that offer this kind of handle cover. If you just Google like bag handle cover or something, it's going to really come in handy, especially in the summer when my hands are sweaty. I mean, I don't mind the bag getting darker, but I just don't want to like contribute to the speed of that happening, you know? So other than this, I also have a bag insert from DJI, and if you've seen any of my bag reveal videos, you know I use this brand for almost every single bag insert I have, and I just find that the price performance ratio of this company is the best. I've tried more expensive ones, I've tried cheaper ones made from like felt, and I just really like this material that DJI uses. So this one is made to perfectly fit the shoulder Birkin, and obviously I had to go for like a similar colorway because I just love this kind of caramel tone, and it fits perfectly, just like perfectly. So no complaints there. It's gonna make using this bag a lot less nerve-wracking because there are like almost no, that was an Australian accent. Because there are almost no like compartments in a Birkin, so you really appreciate the extra organization you can get from bag inserts in general. Also, while we're at it, I'm going to share the price of the bag. So you can see here on the last line, the shoulder Birkin 29 in Barenia faubourg leather was 13,100 euros, including VAT or sales tax. This is not the same price as the standard leather shoulder Birkin. I believe the shoulder Birkin in Evercolor, which is like the normal leather that shoulder Birkins come in, is around 12.2, maybe 12.2 thousand euros. So the Barenia faubourg leather version does come with a slight premium. Just for your reference, in general, like, these bags are very expensive, so it's hard to justify at all. But you know, at this point I'm really in love with the quality and workmanship of Hermes bags, that I feel like my sense of pricing has kind of shifted a lot. And I'm not gonna say like that's a good thing at all, but yeah, it's just what it is. I think I'll show you guys what fits in this bag now, and then after that I will share with you what I started spending for my next pre-spend journey for my next bag, hopefully yesterday. I'm going to try to show you guys what fits in the shoulder Birkin. In the future, if you'd like, I can make a comparison video between the shoulder Birkin and the Birkin 25 or the Kelly 28. Unfortunately, I don't have a Birkin 30 to compare with, but I do think it fits enough for like a casual day out, especially if you are a light packer. You will have more than enough space. So we'll start with my Kindle. This obviously easily fits. I'll just put it here. A reusable tote bag. The hair roller catchy thingy. A perfume. Here's how it looks so far. A lot of room left. Tissues. A mobile battery. Here it is. Lipstick, perfume. Just stick that in here. Actually, there's more room than it looks like. It's just the Kindle is like leaning across the bag insert. My wallet. Okay, here it is. And the bag is still half empty. A hairbrush, which I could use right now actually. Blotting papers. I think that's pretty much it. Like, I can fit much more. You could fit earphones, I don't know, like a bigger wallet, sunglasses, definitely. It's just I literally don't have more to put in this bag right now, so it fits a lot. I mean, a lot more than a Birkin 25 in my opinion, but I have heard some people say the fit of the bag is very similar to a Birkin 25, so I can test that in the future if you're interested. I don't know if I missed anything, but I think I showed you guys the bag and I kind of talked about the leather, the form of the bag as well, the price. I think that's really pretty much it. It is really a very divisive bag. You either love it or you hate it. I am so happy that I was able to get this bag. I'm very lucky in general with the sales associate that I'm working with, because he's just amazing and somehow always makes my wishes work. So I'm really thankful for him. And I don't know what I'm gonna make for my next wish, because it's really hard to beat this bag. It's just so beautiful. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You can let me know if you have any questions about the bag in general in the comments down below, and I'll do my best to answer them. Obviously, I'm not like a pro with Hermes bags and like technical aspects, but if I can answer them, I will definitely do that. So thanks for watching if you're here just for the bag. And if you want to see what I bought yesterday, I will show you guys now. Because the color of my shoulder Birkin is like this very rich gold tone, similar to, you know, just the classic gold from Hermes, I've been really into buying items in this color so I can kind of match it with the bag. So unfortunately, I did buy something that matches the bag very well. And I had this on my wish list for a few weeks. They never had it in store in my size until my sales associate was able to source it for me from a different country in Europe. I don't remember which country he said. So these are the Chypre in shearling. And I know some people are like, why would anybody wear shearling shoes in summer? But I swear to God, they're antibacterial, they're sweat absorbing, and they never smell because of the antibacterial properties of shearling in general. So these are my new Chypre, and I think the color is perfect with the Birkin. I can't wear normal orans and normal Chypre. I've tried. I bought the normal Chypre in black, and I also had the normal orans in black before, and I couldn't wear them for more than like 5 minutes. But the shearling version of the Chypre, as well as the fluffy orans, are so comfortable. I can walk in them all day without blistering, so I really recommend them. And like I said, shearling is good for summer because it really like gets rid of the sweat that you might have on your feet. You don't slide around, and because of like the naturally antibacterial nature of this textile or like material, wool and shearling, it's a great material and it's very comfortable in the summer, and it just looks really good together. So I had to get these. This one is so funny. I had to open it last night because I couldn't remember what it was, even though I literally bought it yesterday. It's just I wasn't expecting it to be packed in a box. So these are for my dogs, actually. I got 2 bottles because I had been waiting for them forever. They are the dog shampoos. So my dogs are getting bathed in Hermes dog shampoo. I am using a €3 Dove soap bar, and if I'm feeling bougie, I use a Lush soap bar. So my dogs are very lucky. But I really like this shampoo. I used to use the Aesop version, but they actually got banned in the EU. They're still available in Asia. I've seen them myself, and in Australia as well. So for some reason, some ingredient is not allowed in the EU anymore, so I had to switch to the Hermes version, and I got 2 bottles because I have been waiting for these for a long time. And it's so cute that it comes in a dust bag. I did not expect that. And this is something that I also have been waiting for. So you know I love the fringe twillies, and I thought this colorway would be perfect with the shoulder Birkin if I ever feel like using a twilly instead of the bag handle protector. I think this is a really great color match for my bag, so I had to grab this one. And the final item, my store had the new ready-to-wear collection out, so I fell in love with this jacket the second I saw it. It is a denim jacket, actually. The material is denim, and they had a dark blue version as well, but of course I had to go with the jacket that matches my shoulder Birkin, so I went with this color. I think it actually goes together very well. The thing I loved about this jacket was kind of like the contradiction in the material of the textile versus the kind of tailoring of the jacket, or the cut of the jacket, I guess. So the jacket itself is a denim, but the cut of the jacket is very equestrian. Doesn't it look kind of like a riding jacket? So I thought that was really cool, like this contradiction between the textile and the style, and it looks very flattering on as well, especially because it's very cinched in at the waist. I'll try to post a photo here of how it looks. The price was actually quite okay as well. I think it was 2,500 euros, and I'll have the product reference in the bottom for all the items I showed you today in case you're interested. But yeah, I'm very happy with this jacket. I think it's going to be really nice to wear in the fall, which is, you know, a few months away, but I love jackets, so it's really hard for me to say no to a nice jacket, and I think this is a very nice one. So yeah, that's basically everything. Yeah, let me know what you think of everything I showed you today. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.